Let me talk to you.
Concerned with his Achilles. MRI is probably going to confirm what we think is already going to happen. So prayers tonight, but it's not good. All right,
Welcome to week 2 after a very somber Monday Night Football. Week 2 of the KDFL podcast, off the cuff edition. This is Germ. That's Mike. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, it's funny. I told you yesterday it's gonna be a real happy pod this week.
Yeah.
Cowboys and Niners both rolled.
Yeah, we did good.
Now we start tonight. You got the Rodgers. Had the sweet intro with him coming in with the flag and the crowd and everything.
It was so sweet.
It was awesome. And then 4 plays in.
4 plays.
He snaps his Achilles, ball accounts, and
Poor Jets fans, man.
Poor Jets fans. Anybody that's got him in fantasy that was depending on him.
Yeah, I'm sure that part will be covered come Thursday morning on the KDFL pod. The fantasy implications are not great on that one, but we can we'll wait to hear about that one. But it's not good. It's not good.
Not good overall. But Jets, I tell you what, man, bounce back, big win. I said it during the game. Felt like the Bills were up like 27-0 the whole game.
Yeah,
like they didn't have a chance. But then Allen just kept allowing them to stay in the game with the turnovers. And
can't give Zach Wilson second chances.
Well, Zach Wilson made a couple throws.
Garrett
Wilson had the catch of the year probably already.
Yeah, that was disgusting.
Breece Hall looked good. Defense was flying around. When are we going to talk about Josh Allen?
That's a topic. It sucks, dude, because I'm a big fan. Got his poster over there in the room.
Both like him.
Yeah, 4 turnovers, 3 picks.
And the fumble.
3 picks and a fumble, and then he threw one right to somebody, and that should have been picks. Should have thrown 4 picks. Which the first interception was like 3rd and 8. Nothing was there. He threw a bomb and it got picked. It was basically a punt. First pick, whatever. But the ones after that were terrible, and the fumble was terrible. I think he's kind of like got the yips. He's got something going on. Something's off with him.
Since 2018, he has 84 turnovers.
That's a lot.
Which leads the NFL.
A lot.
Leads the NFL.
2 years ago may have been a fluke. Because that was his big season, right? 2021? Is that his big season?
Yeah, 21. Because, if it keeps doing this, man, it caps their ceiling. And you don't ever really hear it really talked about, that turnover issue with him. Because mostly these people talk about like Dak if he throws a pick. But yeah, man, that's a big deal, especially if they want to get through the Chiefs, the Bengals, Dolphins. Right. I don't know. Like I said, that caps them where they want to go if he doesn't course correct that.
Yeah, I agree. And then we have Xavier Gibson getting the punt return for touchdown in overtime. After on Hard Knocks, he thought he was about to get cut, and they ended up keeping him. And so that's pretty cool that's how it ended. So at least the Jets had their happy moment tonight, but the happiness is gone already.
Yeah,
their ceiling. The defense is so good.
Yeah.
And the weapons on offense are so good. They could still win 9 or 10 games.
Yep.
But they're just not. They thought they could win the Super Bowl, and that's gone. There's no way.
Yeah, that ceiling is over. Like I said, they're back in that 8 to probably 9 win scenario, depending how, I don't know, what kind of Zach Wilson you're going to get. It has to be better than last year, to the point it was so bad, like that members of the team were going to the media talking crap about him.
Yeah.
And talking negatively about him, which you really don't ever see. That is improved. Like Garrett Wilson was talking to SVP after the game, talking about how Zach Wilson lifted him up. and really carried them. So team camaraderie a little bit better. But if he's just a little bit better, man, if he's a competent quarterback and allow them to run the football, play good defense, they're gonna be right there. Wild card team, they could be right there. But the AFC's tough.
Yes, it is. All right, so we'll discuss the Bills again here in a little bit, but for now, let's go through some of the games. So we'll start Thursday night in Kansas City, in Arrowhead.
Not the same old lines.
Not the same old lines. 21-20 over the Kansas City Chiefs. What are your initial takeaways from that game?
You know what? I feel like we're days away now, so I could say this. There was a lot of hubris and a lot of happiness that night, a lot of confetti flying. There was parades being planned and Super Bowl tickets being purchased. Can I just go ahead and say that I didn't think either team looked great?
Yeah. You could say it. It might not be a popular opinion, but
might be popular. I expected a little more offense.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get that, especially from Detroit. We didn't get that. I thought that, God, I hate even saying this because it's going to be tough. We're going to get some hate mail, Marmette. I thought the Chiefs kind of gave it away a little bit.
Oh, 1,000% they gave it away.
Okay, good. All right, good. They gave it away. And, I mean, a win is a win. And if you're the Lions in the past, you probably don't win that game.
That's the big thing. That's the big thing. This is a game the Lions would not have won in previous years. And because they gave the ball back to Mahomes with 5 minutes left?
Yep.
That was when Tony decided to continue to drop passes.
Yeah, I mean.
The weapon. So they didn't have Travis Kelce. They didn't have Chris Jones. The receivers for Kansas City are a problem.
We talked about it.
We I think we mentioned that eventually it's going to catch up to them. Well, it did already. Week 1, it caught up to them.
Yeah.
I think it's a bad thing, though, for Chiefs haters because they're going to end up trading for somebody. They're going to end up trading for Mike Evans. Something stupid's going to happen where they're going to get a receiver at some point, and then it's like, oh, God, here we go again. But, these receivers, I mean, Valdez-Scantling sucks. Justin Watson sucks. Rashee Rice actually looked pretty good, rookie debut. He did, I don't think he dropped any. He caught the touchdown pass. He looked fine. But Kadarius Toney and Scott Moore, those dudes are terrible.
I didn't understand. I thought Rashee Rice was the best receiver in the first half.
Yeah, and then
and he barely played in the second half.
Yeah,
because they were like, "Oh, we're in a tight game. We got to go to a more experienced group." And like the Justin Watson, Toney and groupings, they just weren't doing. They couldn't get open.
Yeah.
We talk about the Chargers issues all the time with separation. These guys weren't separating at all. Now, I did see a couple clips, like on Twitter and everything. There was some times that they had multiple guys open, and for whatever reason, Mahomes did not see it.
Yeah.
That could have been because Hutchinson was on him the entire game.
Hutchinson did look good. And I just don't think Mahomes trusts them.
No.
I don't think he's even looking there at some of these guys. I mean, he had 6 scrambles for 45 yards. He threw the ball 39 times. Like they didn't have a run game.
Yeah.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still on a football team for whatever reason.
Yeah, him getting the start.
They got the worst weapons. If Kelce's down,
doesn't matter. Yeah, it just annoys me that he gets the start.
Yeah, he's terrible.
He's clearly the least talented guy.
I don't even know how he's on a team. He's bad. So Mike Tirico was catching a little heat because he said after the game that this win has an asterisk. Do you agree? Do you agree or disagree that it has an asterisk?
Of course I agree.
Oh, you think it does?
I do think, well, I hate to say asterisk because a win's a win.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If, in our minds, because I know how you think about stuff and how I think about stuff. Like if the Cowboys went into Kansas City and there was no Kelce and no Jones, blanking on Chris Jones, and they eked out a win that Kansas City really should have won, I would be like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, Like, okay, they won, but they really should have.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, you could say that because if your two of your best players aren't there, I mean, yeah, it's a big deal. But in the NFL, wins a win.
Wins a win.
Wins a win.
If Travis Kelce was playing, I think the Chiefs would have won, but it doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter. The Chiefs defense, the story though is the Chiefs defense still looked good without Chris Jones. They still played fine. The Lions offense didn't really do much, but the Lions did put together that drive. They put together a 9 play, 75-yard drive, took out 5 or 6 minutes of the clock to take the lead. I mean, all props to them for that drive.
That's what got him his money and his contract today was the final 3 drives of the game.
Yeah.
When they quit doing the outside zones and sweeps, and they just ran right at him.
Yeah, right up the gut. Right up the gut. All right, that's enough Lions Chiefs talk before we get anybody mad at us. Lions won. It's all that matters. The thing is, they didn't look good and they still won.
That too. I mean, that's the thing.
In Kansas City, one ring.
That's another thing too. You mentioned the Chiefs defense. Like, is the Chiefs defense? How much talent is on that defense?
There's not superstars on that defense, but they still look pretty solid. Although the middle linebacker, he looks pretty tough.
Bolton? Yeah, Bolton's a stud.
Bolton looking pretty good. All right, let's hop into the Sunday games here. We'll go through a few of these, not all of them, obviously. Let's just hop right into my San Francisco 49ers. What do you think? Why don't we just jump right into it?
Okay.
So Kyle Shanahan has historically started off the season bad. I mean, last year, week 1 was as bad as it could possibly get, but there was also a monsoon. I think he was 2-4 in week 1 games was his record, I think.
So you would say that loss has an asterisk on it.
I guess so. It has a monsoon beside it.
Got a monsoon asterisk on it.
It has a picture of Justin Fields diving into the rain.
Yeah.
But so the story has been, well, they've had the Lance thing, the Bosa thing, just signed Wednesday. Then you have the Steelers have scored. Their starters have played in 5 drives. They've scored 5 touchdowns. It's been the big story. Yeah. And Niners haven't really played much in the preseason. Purdy coming off the injury, all that. So for them to start out the game, they forced 3 and out. Then the Niners went down, scored a touchdown. Then they got an interception, then a field goal, then 3 and out again, and a touchdown. I think that's how it went, something like that. But it was 3 straight 3 and outs or a turnover, and 3 straight scores. It was beautiful. Brock Purdy looks like he did last year. Looks like the same Brock Purdy last year. I mean, he's not gonna set the world on fire. Like he's gonna run the offense. He's gonna find the open receivers. He's gonna create extra. Sometimes there's gonna be a blitzer. He's gonna scramble, get away from it, and make a throw. The funny thing is, they drafted Trey Lance and they thought he was going to be this great scrambler and great, kind of like Josh Allen, how you can create plays when nothing's there. He never really did that. Brock Purdy does that. He's kind of like Russell Wilson. He just runs around and makes a play.
He's got a good pocket presence, Tony.
Yeah, he does. McCaffrey, I still cannot believe Christian McCaffrey's a 49er. Like, it still blows my mind.
So good.
He's on the team.
So good.
So I watched the first half. I watched the first half of the game in here in the house on the TV, nice and easy. Then I had to switch over to my phone for the second half because I was watching my daughter's game at John Adams. And I missed the score. All I saw was it was 27-7. And I was like, thank God. But I was like, how did they score? So I missed the McCaffrey run. And then I had to go back and find it. So I didn't see that live. But it was a beautiful run. Brandon Ayuk running down the field, getting a great block.
You had to spin off. And then once he got on the edge, like, uh-oh. You got Ayuk out there with the block. You had Ray McLeod running down on the block. I mean, that was perfect what you want to see.
It was beautiful. We had Patrick Peterson talking crap going into the game, saying he was going to intercept Purdy and then tell everybody about all of his tells, and instead he gets 2 tuds scored on him. And Brandon Ayuk broke his ankles on one of them, and he was laying in the end zone as Ayuk caught the touchdown. So it's a great game. It was an absolute beatdown, 37. Niners 1-0. Steelers looked like crap. What's your takeaways from the Steelers?
I said it last week. I was not on the hype train for the Steelers.
I was a little bit on the train.
I needed to see it because I just wasn't sold on this. Steelers going to be good, or they're going to win the North, and blah blah blah. I don't know. Pickett, I thought looked terrible. He was inaccurate. It was about 5 minutes in the game. He was looking for a hit like every time he snapped the ball.
Yeah, he was shook.
I thought there was just a clear difference in talent. Watching that game, physicality, speed. Niners defense, dude, is sick.
It's still nasty. I was worried.
Them and the I'm not being homer when I say this. Them and the Cowboys, as far as defensive speed and intensity and hitting, I think those two are the top two in the league.
Yeah. And I think last year, what the Niners' weakness was their interior pass rush. And getting Hargrave from the Eagles, he didn't. Yeah. I think, he may have got a half sack. I can't remember. I know Drake Jackson got 3 sacks, but it was mainly because Hargrave was pushing the middle of the line so much that Pickett would scramble and get sacked by Drake Jackson.
Yeah,
big pickup there.
Yeah, man. There's just talent everywhere, and it's constant pressure. You don't have a minute to breathe facing that defense. And the great thing about Purdy, and I kind of mentioned it, is he's just a table setter. He's really good, but he's a table setter because you can't take away everything. Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, CMC. What are you taking away? You can't take away everything. So you have to allow something there. And all those guys' names can beat you.
Yeah. I think I don't know if it's. I know when actually when CMC came on board and then when Purdy took over, they scored 30 points about every game, and now here they are scoring 30 again. Yeah,
I mean that game yesterday is a prime of why that's my Super Bowl team. I mean, it's just talent everywhere. So.
Just stay healthy. Let's look at a couple other of these Sunday games. Let's go through a snoozer. We'll go through a snoozer real quick. Falcons 24-10.
Nobody cares.
Over the Carolina Panthers.
Nobody cares. Yeah, you know what? Actually, I do care. Hang on. I do care. Because this aggravated me when I heard it. Mm-hmm. The head coach's name, Mr. Smith. What's his first name?
King Arthur.
He goes in the media after the game. Because I think he was asked about, Drake London didn't catch a ball.
Yeah, didn't. Yeah.
And he's like, well, we're not worried about fantasy. You fantasy guys out there can worry about that stuff. We're 1-0. Well, I don't know. Maybe the guy who's picked top 10, maybe 8th overall, maybe he's concerned.
Yeah, maybe. Target.
Why haven't you drawn anything up to get your number 8th overall pick a catch?
Okay.
Oh, and Pitts as well. I mean...
I'm just looking at the stat sheet. I don't even know how this other one happened, and Brett will let me know unless you know. But looking at the targets on the stat sheet here, Drake London had the same amount of targets as Desmond Ridder.
Yeah,
each had 1. So I'm assuming there was a trick play that lost 6 yards in there.
I think it was tipped and he caught it instead of letting it drop. Yeah,
I still like the fact that it's considered a target on the ESPN stat sheet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I tell you what, beautiful. On the other side of the Panthers. Bryce Young is the smallest person I've ever seen on an NFL field.
He does look tiny, don't he?
Dude, he was a little small in the SEC.
They had the mic stand where he was doing.
I mean, I don't know, man. He just looked really tiny yesterday.
Yeah, that Panthers team is going to struggle to win 4 games, I think.
He didn't look good.
I don't like the talent there. The defense isn't bad, but I just don't like... I don't like a lot of stuff they're doing. And the Falcons, I like the run game. I do like the coach, even though he might not like his top 10 wide receiver.
Or tight end.
But Desmond Ridder, they're not going to go far with this man. And I said it all summer. I didn't like him. No. I mean, 15-18 for basically 90 yards. After you take out the sacks, I guess.
I don't know what kind of expectations you have for a guy fairly to him. What kind of expectations you have for a young quarterback if you take away, I'm assuming by the game plan or what they're doing, 2 of his main weapons.
Yeah.
Or he's just not looking at him and not seeing it.
Why is Matt Collins getting passes? Why is Matt Collins on a football team?
And that dude looks like a linebacker.
Yeah, isn't he like 6'5"?
Didn't he bulk up? Put him on defense or something. Get him some help.
Yeah, he's a 6'4" kid from North Carolina. He looks like he fought Jean-Claude Van Damme in a 1996 action flick.
2 catches for 44 yards.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty good game. That's a pretty good game for Pitts.
For him, yeah.
he really got it going that game.
Bryce Young was the passing leader with 146 yards. What the hell's going on?
Hey, that's something I mentioned that in the Discord. It's a weird week 1, and no, I don't think there's been a stat about it. So I don't know if it's an anomaly or what. I can't remember last year's week 1.
It was weird last year.
So 5 or 6, if I'm remembering right from what I said, 6 quarterbacks finished with 250 yards or more. That seems crazy today. And there was like 15 that had 200 or actually, and then now you add Zach Wilson and I guess Josh Allen got 200. So 16, half the quarterbacks in the NFL didn't get 200 yards passing.
Well, I know a lot of games had bad weather.
There was some bad weather, and there's just the defenses are usually ahead of the offenses this early.
Yeah, because usually the first 2 weeks to a month of the NFL season.
Yeah,
the starters and everything are still figuring it out, where they really don't play much in the preseason anymore. So they're still trying to figure it out. But like a lot of these teams, like I said, within the next month, that separation you'll start to see it with some of these players and some of these teams.
Yeah.
Like for instance, nice segue. What happened in Cleveland?
That's the game
yesterday
with so I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, with the Bengals and the Browns. Anomaly or concern?
It's an anomaly that has some concern because the weather was terrible. This is kind of like the Niners monsoon last year. Not as bad, but I don't think Burrow's ready yet. I don't think he's I don't even think he's close to fully healthy right now.
No.
And I don't think Watson looks good either.
No.
Which again, it could be the rain. But from what I saw of the game, which was not a lot, neither quarterback looked good at all. The stats are terrible. Browns defense. Browns have one of the most talented defenses. They're probably like 5th or 6th best defense, I'd say, right behind like Niners, Eagles, Cowboys. A few of those.
They can get after the quarterback. I like the secondary. Yeah.
The Bengals, I don't know what their schedule looks. Did we figure out what team we're going to look at? What team we going to look at?
We never decided.
Maybe we should look at the Bengals.
Okay.
You look at the Bengals schedule?
I got it right here.
Pull up the Bengals schedule. Okay.
I got it right here.
Because I'm saying this because the Bengals are 0-1 now with a division loss, which in that division is a big deal. And Burrow's not fully healthy right now. So if their next few games are tough, which I don't know yet, you need to tell me. So we can let's go through the Bengals schedule. Let's do it real quick.
Okay.
While we're here. Yep. Do it.
Versus Baltimore.
Where?
Baltimore now, caveat, had a slew of injuries pop up today.
Well, they lost Dobbins again, which
they lost Dobbins.
I've never owned J.K. Dobbins, I think, in anything, and I'm so glad.
I had him for a minute.
I just stayed away from that one.
I drafted him. Then shipped him off.
All right, so where's this game?
This is in Cincinnati, 1 o'clock kick versus the Ravens. This usually pretty good. Ravens, Bengals usually pretty good.
I'm going to say the Ravens beat them. I say the Bengals are 0-2.
All them injuries.
Is Lamar healthy?
Yes.
Okay.
I agree. I'll go Ravens. I'm going to go Ravens.
You got them 0-2. Okay.
Monday Night Football, Rams coming to Cincinnati.
All right, they should win that.
I'll say they correct the ship on that one. They'll get that. At Tennessee, 1 o'clock kick.
That's ugly. That's ugly.
That's a loss.
Bengals are a 2.5 favorite.
That's a loss, and people ask, are they in trouble?
Yeah, because they'll be 1-3. That'll be the story. Okay, let's do it.
At Arizona.
Okay, we're not even. Anytime you say Arizona, just say win.
Dub. Versus Seattle, 1 o'clock kick. We'll say win.
Where? Home?
It's in Cincinnati. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to win in Cincinnati.
At San Francisco.
No, it's an L. Mark it an L. Even though they've sort of right the ship at this point. Burrow's healthy at this point.
The loss because I don't think they're going to be able to block. Versus Buffalo, Sunday Night Football.
Oh, the game
Back
that never,
in Cincinnati.
the game that never happened.
Never happened.
The game that caused some controversy over
A lot of emotion.
fantasy championships.
Yeah. A lot of emotion. I'm going to say W.
In Cincinnati, yeah.
It is. I'm going to say W.
Agreed. We agree with everything so far.
Versus Texans, dub.
Yeah. Okay.
At Baltimore on a Thursday night.
Short week at
Baltimore
Baltimore.
sweeps in.
I'm not a big Baltimore fan, but
Not either.
I'm gonna.
I'll say win. I'll say they get their win back.
I was gonna say. All right, yeah, I agree.
Versus
It's
Pittsburgh,
split.
1:00 kick. Win.
Yeah, they've righted the ship.
At Jacksonville, Monday Night Football.
Ooh, that's a good one. They're gonna lose that one.
I'm going to agree. We'll lose. Versus the Colts, 1:00 kick.
It's a dub.
Sneaky game, but I'm going to say dub. Versus Minnesota, time TBD.
Where?
At home.
They'll probably win that.
I'll say win as well. Let's go at Pittsburgh.
They're gonna lose that.
That's a loss. At Kansas City.
That's a
Loss. Versus Cleveland at home to finish it out. I'll say W.
They're gonna lose again.
3 straight losses to close it out?
Cleveland owns them.
Okay.
I think Burrow is like 1-5.
Baker always played his ass off in that game. I don't know why. Yeah.
So you got him 10-7. I got him 9-8.
That's not good for me since I said they'd win 12 games last week.
But I mean, a lot of those.
Some things have changed, maybe a little bit.
A few of them, I mean, we're overreacted probably, but
Sure.
they looked like dog shit, and I don't think he's healthy. But I mean, we had them going on a run. So we both had them all the way at 9-5 with those and going into those last 3 games.
That's true.
But the last 3 games, what are the last 3 again? Say them real quick.
At Pittsburgh, at Kansas City versus Cleveland.
Yeah, and that's a tough last 3 for 2 division games.
Yeah.
And Kansas City. I mean, that's a tough ending. So
yeah,
9-5 going into that stretch, I think they'd be fine with. But I got them losing all 3. All right.
I mean, it's the same question marks we've had with them before. Can the defense hold up and give them anything? I mean, who's the best player on the defense?
On who, the Bengals?
Yeah.
Mm.
Logan Wilson?
Probably.
I'm blanking. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just not a ton of talent there.
Yeah.
They seem to always play well when it matters on defense, but I don't know.
And the Hendrickson's still there, right? Hendrickson's usually pretty good.
Yeah, I think he is still there.
Yeah, yep, there he is. He had a sack. Jermaine Pratt had a sack. B.J. Hill had a sack.
Pratt's usually pretty decent.
Sam Hubbard, solid. Logan Wilson. Mike Hilton, they got from the Steelers, I believe. Right? Yep. Anyways,
okay.
I think that's a big game for the Browns. Dominated home like that against the Bengals.
Yep.
Still don't really truly believe in the Browns, but they have a run game, they have a solid receiver, and they have a defense. Can Deshaun Watson return to any form that he was 3 or 4 years ago? I don't know. I don't think he can. I think he's done. I think that's the worst contract in the history of sports.
First, it's not good for selfish reasons. In some fantasy leagues, I would like for him to be okay, somewhat decent.
He might be, but
yeah. I know you're a big DTR guy.
Put him in. Put him in.
Oh man, Watson did throw a terrible. I don't know if you saw it. Terrible pick.
Yeah, I did see the terrible pick.
Right to the guy. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
But nice win for Cleveland though. In the rain, weather was crappy. It's a nice win.
Yep. All right, let's see. A couple more of these, then we'll talk about your Sunday night game. Let's go Indianapolis. We had the Jags. Colts. The Colts are going to be that team that is super fun to watch, and they're going to lose 90% of the games. But Anthony Richardson, he did look like the best rookie quarterback.
Did you see the passing chart of his?
Yeah, all to the right. Everything was to the right side of the field.
To the right.
I think there was like 4 passes maybe to the left.
Yeah.
I don't know. Was that in our Discord?
I saw it on Twitter.
Okay, I know I saw it somewhere, and yeah, I was going to bring it there, and I think I forgot. But the Jags didn't look great. Didn't look great at all, but still win by 10 on the road in a division game. It's big. ETN looked solid. Calvin Ridley looked really good.
I thought that it took them a little too long to put them away, but then it was like fourth quarter. I was like, all right, let's get serious, and they did put them away.
Yeah.
So Lawrence looked good with some of his throws. Man, he was throwing some darts. So that's a pretty talented team.
Yep, they're going to run away with that division.
Yeah.
It'll be funny when they're the 1 seed and nobody knows if they're any good. Just because their schedule's so bad. Real quick, Vikings look like crap. Justin Jefferson. So the Bucs go in, win 2017 in Minnesota. Justin Jefferson goes off, but he looks pissed off.
Don't blame him.
Any chance he resigns with them?
Nope. He's pissed off. I don't blame him. I put it in the chat yesterday during the games. He had 7 for 138 at halftime.
Yeah, 9 for 150 is what he finished.
And he ended up with 150. He had 3 targets in the second half.
Yeah.
Cousins turned the ball over left and right. It just,
there's
the Bucs, man, are just feisty. Baker, man, that's perfect.
They got a bunch of vets on that team.
Yeah, just feisty. They're gonna make it tough. The defense, still talent on that defense. But that's a game the Vikings should win.
Yeah, for sure. At home, gotta win. I think Justin Jefferson is going to demand a trade in the offseason. I don't think it might happen during this season, but
he was asked about the contract right after the game.
Yeah, I think
he said the team doesn't care. I don't care. I'm just going to play football.
Yeah.
So
they got
the Eagles. They got the Eagles this week.
Oh, and Pickens, back to that game. Pickens is going to be that guy too. I mean, he's not even nearly as good as any of these guys.
Nah.
He's just a highlight reel on one catch every 3 or 4 weeks. But they showed him on the sideline, and it looked like he said something like "this ain't it" or something. Like he was just like he was already upset, and he's in year 2. Like hasn't proved anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kenny Pickett's out there with 2 gloves on, and he's inaccurate.
Kenny 2 gloves.
Oh yeah, it's just not good, and I don't know. I mean, he's a talented dude. I remember watching the game. Did you see the catch he made? He didn't get both feet down.
Mm-hmm.
One-handed catch, and the announcer was, "Oh my God!"
Yeah.
Well, but he didn't catch it. I mean, he's talented as hell, but you're not going to get a ton of opportunities in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, here's the game that I picked right, and you talked me out of it based on a quote. Packers go into Chicago into Soldier Field and stomp on the Bears 38-20, which I said the Packers' demise was greatly exaggerated, and I said the Bears still suck, and then they do. The Bears still suck. I don't know why anybody even talks about them. They are a 4-win team. It's a 4-win football team. They're not a threat to win the North. They're a 4-win team.
I watched a good majority of that game. It's just a flawed organization. Because the offensive and defensive line, not good. They spent a few dollars in the offseason on that defense, and it got lit up.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. They're trying to turn Justin Fields into this statue pocket passer, and that's not his strength.
No.
But then they want to make him a pocket passer, but they want to call like 15 screens.
Yeah.
And it's just offensive game plan was terrible. He's the most electric runner at the quarterback position in the league. They don't get him out of the pocket. They don't roll the pocket. They don't do any kind of naked bootleg. Nothing to get him on the edge. It's just, hey, drop back, stand here, and this O-line can't block for you.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know.
Jordan Love looked pretty decent.
I didn't like any of it.
Yeah, Love looked decent. 3 tuds.
He did look good.
About the only take. I mean,
you imagine being a Bears fan, man? We talk about the Jets and their fans. Imagine being a Bears fan. This is like Favre, Rodgers, gone. Jordan Love comes in. You see the Bears fans talking like, that's the biggest game in years. And they just get whipped.
Just get their ass kicked.
Whipped.
I don't think Jordan Love is going to be that good, but I think he can be like a Kirk Cousins. Very good, like middle 12 to 8, top 12 to 18 quarterback. No disrespect to Kirk Cousins.
He made some good throws yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Had a little no-look throw, a little sidearm.
Yeah.
You know, he was. I mean, his biggest plays was the Aaron Jones screen. He threw it to Aaron Jones out of the backfield that went for a touchdown. Then it was a busted play. Then he threw it downfield, it was wide open. I mean, but he's pretty solid right now. And right now, that's all you could ask for.
Yep. Yep. We had quickly, because this game's just a dumpster fire. The Raiders beating the Broncos 17-16. Josh Jacobs proved that he sucks. 19 carries, 48 yards. Jimmy G, though, just wins football games. Just wins football games.
He's a gamer, man. He's a gamer. That game, I couldn't get interested in that game at all.
No, don't care. I don't even care talking about it right now. But I just wanted to mention that Jimmy G just wins games. That's the only reason I clicked on it.
Jimmy G's a gamer. Let's move on.
I just now realized, by the way, and I'm sorry, 36 minutes into this stream podcast, that I have last week's lines scrolling across the bottom of the screen.
Do you?
Yeah, let's go and just take that down.
It's all right. It's week 2.
Yeah. When we're doing this, yeah.
Like our preseason.
It's gone. It's gone. So 36 minutes, 48 seconds, it's gone. Just disappeared.
We're getting warmed up.
Yeah, we'll just act like that was. Anyways, any more games? Oh,
I thought
we got a couple good ones.
Yeah, the Eagles got the win in New England. Had Brady there, did the whole deal. It was another rainy deal. I didn't think the Eagles looked great. I didn't think Hurts had a very good game. You can see from this game, though, and other teams will do this because Belichick put it on tape, is that you can attack the Eagles linebackers and their safeties.
Mm-hmm.
They're not as good there at those positions this year. Mack threw for 316. Against, that defense. They were able to attack them downfield in between the hashes. So I think teams are going to have some success there. But Eagles are the Eagles, man. They're going to be there all the way to the end, man. They're just really strong, and especially at the pass rush and everything up front. It's a nasty group as well. That's right. They're right there with like the Niners and the Cowboys for us getting after like the quarterback and everything.
Yeah, the Eagles kind of fluked into a 16-0 lead, and then they just coasted the rest of the way. They didn't really do anything spectacular. Like, they got the fluke-tipped pick six. Yeah. And they got great field position, had like a 20-yard touchdown drive.
Yep.
And then after that, the Patriots were just fighting and clawing to come back, which they did. If the rookie Kayshon Boutte could catch a freaking pass and drag his foot, like it's not college football still.
Yeah.
Terrible.
He had 2 of those, man.
Catches.
Yeah, he had 2 of those, man. He couldn't drag his feet either time.
If he dragged his foot right there, they probably end up winning that game.
We do. A lot of momentum.
Yep. Run game looked horrible for the Pats, which that's Patriot football. But yeah, the biggest takeaway from this is how the freaking Eagles made it to the Super Bowl, and then they get Jalen Carter. So stupid.
Well, yeah,
stupid.
Well, we know all the issues with Jalen Carter, and that's a team that
it don't matter.
I know. Probably feels that their locker room and their personnel and their character is strong enough they can deal with somebody like that if there was an issue. And
Philly's a great place. It's a great place. People are all great and very understanding of issues.
is a dumpster fire. Philly sucks. Shut it forever. But yeah, I mean, he's surrounded by like a lot of vets and everything, so it's a great spot for him, and he's really freaking good. He's going to be another issue to deal with for a long time. But it's what the Eagles do. They eke out wins.
I know. Annoying. Like, just lose one of these games. Just hurt yourself at home field. Just hurt yourself a little bit, please.
So annoying. Dolphins-Chargers.
Yeah.
Last week, we didn't know what was going to happen, but we knew it'd be entertaining as hell.
That's exactly
I was
what
thinking
happened.
about this during the game. A little cross-reference here for you, sport-wise. That game with all the speed and athleticism reminded me. You remember when LeBron was on the Heat and they'd play the Clippers with prime Blake and prime DeAndre, and it was like a track meet.
City.
Yeah, jumping out of the gym. It's kind of what this game reminded me of. Just athleticism and speed everywhere. I thought that Herbert would make one more play than Tua. Tua actually made the play. I like Tua, so I like seeing him do well. Drafted him before he was a freshman at Bama in the Debbie League. # bring it back. So big Tua fan. So happy to see him healthy and doing well. Herbert's a guy, though. He's not Josh Allen, but he's going to have to show up more at the end of games. At some of these bigger games, some of these shootouts and things like that. Now, the O-line didn't do him any favors. I think that Dolphins pass rush, actually, I think it's underrated.
Yeah, they have very good passers. But those last couple plays, Fangio decided to blitz everybody.
Brought the house.
And the Chargers were ill-prepared for that.
Yep. Jalen Phillips, Wilkins, I mean, they got some studs on the line.
Yes, they do. But Herbert, I just don't think Brandon Staley's the guy. I think
he's terrible.
With him with Kellen Moore by the end of the season might be fine. But I just think Herbert needs an offensive head coach. Tua, like people that keep saying, well, now Tua just proved he's better than Herbert. Tua's not better than Herbert. I'm sorry. Herbert is way better than Tua. If you're starting a franchise today, you want Herbert instead of freaking Tua. But Tua has an offensive-minded head coach. He has a scheme and everything set up in his favor, and he happens to have the best wide receiver on the planet, who is the most electric receiver since Randy Moss. The dude's ridiculous. He's a cheat code. He's a freaking cheat code.
Well, it's on my list here.
He aggravates the piss out of me that he's so freaking good.
Overreaction Monday. Is Tyreek Hill the best wide receiver in the NFL?
He is, just because he's so explosive. Now, Jefferson is unbelievable, but if I'm in a game if I'm in the Super Bowl and we're down and I need to make a big play, I want Tyreek Hill every freaking time.
Well, I mean, it's like
I don't like him, but
it's like Arena League football. Exactly what it reminds me of. And they were talking after the game because he was talking about how much he knows the offense more this year and everything, and said last year he was kind of just running around because he was so fast, and now he knows he's familiar with the offense a lot more. Man, I don't know who was on him yesterday. But it was almost like Arena League. Comes in motion, comes out, full speed makes the cut across the field. There's nobody in the history of football that could keep up with him on that.
Nobody. It's unbelievable. Like
Deion Prime would be, running right behind him, and he still couldn't cover him and stuff like that. There's no way.
And McDaniel's a genius, and he knows how to get him wide open, just like Andy Reid knew how to get him open.
Yep.
If Tua can stay healthy, Tyreek Hill's gonna break the receiving record.
Well, man, it's unbelievable but it's not fair because, like you say, you got to deal with Tyreek, and then you look over on the other side and there's Jalen Waddle.
Yeah,
who's a track star in his own right.
Yeah,
I just covering that defense, man. Just for 4 quarters, it's a nightmare.
Yes, it is. If they ever get a running game, they still have to have a running game. The funny thing is, Mike McDaniel was the 49ers run game coordinator. Like, his run game was his specialty, and that's what they said the Niners would lose and the Dolphins would gain, was a great run game. But no, they're a passing team. Which, when you have Tyreek and Waddle, you got to be, but still.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to get some tough yards. Like Mostert, 10 for 37. That was the run game.
Yeah, there's just no run game.
So, we'll talk Sunday Night Football or what?
Yeah, let's go. You gave me my minute to talk about the Niners here. While you're talking about the Cowboys for a minute, I'm gonna have me a sponsored circus peanut.
Oh my
Have a little
God.
circus peanut here while you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. So you go ahead, circus peanut.
Circus peanuts are disgusting. I just wanted to put that out there.
They are disgusting. I don't know why I eat them, but
You've always
nothing like
liked
a 1 a.m. circus
God.
peanut.
You
1
want to
a.m.
talk
on a
about an
Monday
ass kick? You want to talk about an ass kicking? What happened up there in New York last night? My God. Here's the thing, and I'm not a homer. I've never been a homer. I've always been really honest about my teams, and I'm not saying that's what they're going to look like this year. Or anything,
I hope
that
not.
that team right there. Well, I'm talking just like with the defense, the speed, the hitting, playing complementary football with the offense where Dak doesn't have to throw it 40, 50 times. That's a Super Bowl team. I haven't said that in a long time about Cowboys. That's a Super Bowl team.
I mean, they blocked a freaking field goal to get to the house. Like,
And the only thing that concerns me, here's the only thing, is that McCarthy, you talked about before, McCarthy calling plays. How much has he changed from his Green Bay days? How much has he adjusted? Because when he got fired, 17, 18?
mm-hmm.
I remember back then it being said his offense was stale.
Yeah.
So, and I know he supposedly analytics and all that crap. He had a team and they studied, whatever. How much has he adapted? How much has he changed over that time period of now calling plays?
Mm-hmm.
I like everything. They have the talent, CD Cooks. I like involving Turpin on things, get his speed on the field. The tight end position, still a little concerned about that. A couple drops last night. But I mean, that's the backup running back position. We'll see what they do there. But it's a lot of talent on that team, man. Just, I have no complaints.
Yeah. That game was terrible. As somebody who just wanted to watch football and enjoy the Sunday night, it was probably the worst game I've ever seen. Just because it was so sad. Like Daniel Jones they wouldn't even take him out of the game.
What'd you think about that?
I don't know, and that's what they asked him after the game, and he said it wasn't even a conversation. I'm like, man, you're down 40 points. Why are you, or 33 at the time, I think, but why are you even? You're just getting hit. Like you're not going to put anything together on tape that's going to help you. Like you're just getting hit.
I think Micah Parsons even said it today. I don't know if he was on a podcast or what, but he said that you would hope that he would protect his quarterback and get him out of the game because it's pouring in the rain. They can't block. They could not block the Cowboys. Didn't matter who it was. Couldn't block them.
It was just all defense. Like the Cowboys' offense didn't do anything. They were terrible. Like I mean, not terrible, but I mean, like Dak didn't look great, but he didn't have to do anything. They just ran the ball and scored after getting field position. And Micah Parsons is a freaking god. How many sacks he end up with, too?
Yeah. I mean, they had to play. I mean, they were down. They were down, too. One of their starting O-linemen, they were down. Their starting safety. They had like a third-string safety in there just flying around hitting people.
Yeah, that one dude was a missile. And I was like, man, this is the backups.
Yeah, it's Bell. Yeah, I mean, he's a stud. I mean, they have talent all across the board. I love adding Gilmore. I thought that was a great getting him. Just a lot of talent, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that recap took 48 minutes. We're gonna have to shrink that next week. We're gonna shrink that.
We do it every time, and then we say every time we're gonna shrink it, and we don't.
That needs to be about 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Tops. Talking ball.
All right. What are we calling this segment? Our
concern scale.
Concern scale. I like that. Level
1 to 10.
Concern. Okay.
10 being very concerned, 1 being I'm not concerned at all. Basically, we'll give each other a team or two, and after week 1, it's Overreaction Monday, of course. Are you concerned or are you not concerned?
Okay.
So, concern scale 1 to 10. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Ooh, we start there.
We'll start right there.
It has been greatly talked about. Their offensive coordinator is terrible. Most of their fans hate him.
I can't believe he still has a job.
I know Tone Diggs hates him.
Yep.
So I think that is a huge problem. Now TJ Watt is still a freaking horse.
Yep.
If he can stay healthy, the defense is still. I think the defense will be fine. I mean, the Niners just came out ready to roll. Plus, the Niners are one of the best teams in the league. I mean, my favorite team, but I mean, they are one of the best.
Saying that,
They are one of the best teams. They're one of the best teams in the league.
Feel good saying it.
It's week 1. So I thought coming in, I think I said over whatever the number was for the Steelers with wins. I think was maybe 8.5. I think what it was last week, 7.5.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, you went over.
So based on that, we'll say based on like a 8 or 9 win team, my level of concern, I'd say like a 6. A 6. Little
6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm pretty concerned, but I also think it's week 1. They did look okay in the preseason. I know you just got this boy in a fantasy league in the KDFL. I don't like Najee Harris. And,
I don't love him either.
And I think he may have already lost his job.
No, I don't think he lost his job. I think
it's starting.
Well, I mean, I think it's totally what running. How many running backs in the NFL now play all the snaps?
I know, I'm just saying.
I think the game script got away a little bit.
It did.
And I think they had in their third down pass catcher a little bit. I mean, Jalen Warren, he's a good running back. He's going to play. But, I mean, if it's, 70-30, I think that's totally fine. 65-35, I think it's totally expected.
50-50.
It's not going to be 50-50. It's not going to be 50-50.
Anyways, I'm going 6. 6. I'm pretty concerned, but I think they can still right the ship and get to 8 or 9 wins. But you?
Okay. 7. Probably a good 7 because Kenny Pickett still has to prove it, and he didn't do anything to show that he had improved or anything. He was inaccurate. Mm-hmm. He was rushing. He was holding the ball. It's like he wasn't seeing things. So that's a concern. And the offensive line continues to be, a concern for the Steelers. Has been for the last few years. So that's 7.
Okay. Well, since you went my way, I'll go back your way. Giants.
Oh man, Giants are I'll help you. Like a 9.2. Giants like a 9.2. The reason they're not like a 9.2 is because can they block anybody? That's going to be a concern. Can they keep Daniel Jones healthy? Doesn't matter any weapons you add on the outside if you can't keep him upright. I said it last week. There's some talent, but they're not going to sneak up on people this year. And all the talk. I can't remember who said it last night. They're talking about Dayboy over McCarthy. I mean, I didn't see anything there. It was like, oh shit, here's something different. I think there's concern there just because if you can't block, you're going to get your quarterback hurt. And I think there's expectations for them to be better this year.
This is the guy that won Coach of the Year last year over Kyle Shanahan, who won 13 games in a row with a backup quarterback and then a third-string rookie.
Yep.
The same guy. And then he loses 40-0 at home to the freaking Dallas Cowboys.
And we like Dable.
I like him. But you can't lose 40-0 at home on Sunday Night Football.
Not to America's team, you can't.
It's terrible. So, yeah, I'm going 10. Full 10. We'll go full 10. Full 10.
Full 10.
Can't lose 40-0.
Damn, full 10. Okay.
Full 10.
All right. Los Angeles Chargers.
Like the team that just always disappoints. Always disappoints.
Yeah.
I mean, they ran for 200 yards.
Ran the ball. Josh Kelly got a lot of carries, too. I noticed that.
How do you give up that many? 460 freaking passing yards. Do it. I'm going to say, in being the most concerning, I'll just say a 3.
Okay.
It's only a 3. It would be a 1 just because it's week 1. They still put up points. They still did some stuff. But like you said, they got to put together a game. They got to win one of these games at the end. And I just feel like I don't like Staley anymore. I'm done on him. If they don't win 10 games, he should be fired. Too much talent. That team is loaded with talent.
I think that's why they brought in Kellen Moore. Anyway.
I think so. Like if he can't win 8, 9, if he can't win 9 games, then Kellen Moore's just gonna take over.
I'm in a 7 with him. Tell you why I'm in a 7. Because what's changed? You still have trouble blocking for your quarterback at times.
Mm-hmm.
You still can't cover a soul. I know the Dolphins are tough, things like that, but they couldn't cover anybody on the field. Tight end, backup tight end, didn't matter. They couldn't cover anybody.
Yeah, you got River Craycraft getting tuds on you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's always going to be an issue. They have no home field advantage. I mean, that's just a tough place to play because you don't have a home field. You have a defensive-minded head coach, and your defense has been, say, inconsistent since he's been there. I don't know. I just think if they're going to be the same team, I don't know where that puts them at the end of the year.
Yep.
And if they're going to be the same team, because I think I had them just barely getting in the wild card. I mean, is that enough for a Brandon Staley? I don't know.
Well, he's got if they barely get in the wild card and don't win a playoff game.
Yeah.
See you.
Yeah.
You can't ruin Herbert's rookie contract.
No,
that's what's happening.
Yeah.
I will give you the Bengals.
Ooh.
The 0-1 Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Shiesty with 80 yards passing.
I am going to. This may surprise you. I'm going to have them at a 2. I'm not. I didn't come away from that game like, oh man, the Bengals are in trouble. I think Burrow will be fine. Just came back from the injury. Coming back from the injury in that kind of weather, that game's kind of got away from him a little bit. I think they'll be okay. I don't have a whole lot of concern there. They just need to give him time to get healthy and get him reacclimated to things, and I think they'll be all right. I don't have much concern.
I'll go 5. I think they'll be fine, but division losses are a big deal, especially in that division, and that puts them in jeopardy already of not winning that division. And I don't think they've done it before, but I don't like them going on the road. I think they need to play at home in the playoffs. And so I'm gonna say it's a pretty big deal, but
yeah, them being my 1 seed, not off to a great start. And I agree on the home field. They need home field. You know. Want to do one more?
Let's Chiefs. Do the Chiefs. Where you at on the Chiefs?
Ooh, that's actually good. I forgot about that. That's a good one. I am a 5. Might be a little high, but I'm good with a 5 because Kelsey gets back. Obviously, they're going to look better. I'll say it again. At some point, when you're throwing to against these teams, a little better defenses, Justin Watson and Sky Moore, who hasn't looked great, and rookie wide receivers. You don't have a run game to speak of. You can only count on Mahomes pulling rabbits out of the hat so many times.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's all-time great already. But at some point, man, those weapons, it's like Brady, man. One of those years when he was throwing, right year he had like Jabbar Gaffney and
unfortunately.
It was like 07, 06.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just that stuff catches up to you at some point. And there's so many teams, there's so many more weapons, man. It's just, I think it was at 5. I'll say 5.
Yeah, if I honestly didn't think Chris Jones was going to sign anytime soon, so the fact he signed today was a little bit surprising to me, and that's a huge deal. So getting him back, huge help. The defense still looked really good even without him. But yeah, the receivers and running game is terrible, but it's still Mahomes, Kelsey, and Andy Reid. So I'll just say a 3.
It's just a weird thing. Like, even if Kelsey's back this weekend, let's say he's not 100%. Let's say he comes back. But them going, they play the Jags, right?
Mm-hmm.
Playing Jacksonville, in Jacksonville, I mean, that's probably going to be some points going to be put up.
Yeah.
Can they go toe-to-toe back and forth, all the talent the Jags have?
Probably.
I don't know right now. I mean, they probably will because it's Andy Reid and them boys. But, I mean,
yeah, probably.
Jags just have a lot of talent. They got more talent. I mean, I don't know. I don't love it.
And another thing, so this kills me. So the Chiefs, Mahomes has never played a road game in the playoffs, right?
Right.
So what happens? They go 0-1 to start the season with Detroit, so they lose. So they haven't played. They're just sitting there 3 days. What happened since then? The contenders, Bills lost, Bengals lost. Jets lost their freaking quarterback. Chargers in your division lost.
Yeah, the Raiders are leading the West. Yeah, only team.
So like all of the contenders, they all lost. So it's like they're back to square one. They haven't lost any ground. Freaking cheap.
Of course.
Freaking cheap. And last one, real quick, Bills. This is basically just the Josh Allen concern.
I'm going to say, we'll say 6.
Mm-hmm.
Say 6. Yep. The turnovers. Will they have a consistent run game? Still don't love their defense up the middle. But yeah, I mean, if they could squash the turnovers, that really helps them, like their ceiling long term. That's what kills them.
Mm-hmm.
And why nobody talks about that, I really don't know. It's kind of weird.
Nobody talks about what?
Like the turnovers and Josh Allen. So nobody really talks about that.
I see a decent bit, but
I don't want to see that stuff. I mean, you miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the conversation like the national show.
No, it's
like
not.
Stuff like that.
If that happened to Dak tonight, good lord.
Oh, it would be like a national security issue. We'd be talking about tomorrow morning and across all the shows. But yeah, I'll say 6. Like a game like that, you have to win.
Mm-hmm.
That place was deflated as a place you'll ever see, and a team as deflated as you'll see. And they could have stepped on their throat, and they didn't do it.
Yep. All right. So that's the our concern scale. Now, real quick, we don't have to even dive into each team by team. Give me your top 5 power ranking right now. Your top 5. The Michael McGee special top 5.
Okay, 49ers, Cowboys, Eagles, Dolphins. I didn't feel good about a 5th team.
49ers, Cowboys,
and
Eagles.
I'm going to try to reel back in a little bit of acceptance here with one particular group. So I'm going to put the Detroit Lions at 5.
There you go.
Just because, as I said before, that is a game in the past they don't win. So to go in there and get that W in Arrowhead, that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Either way. So I'll put them at 5.
I like it. With mine, we get the same top 4. Or if that's maybe not. What was yours again? You went 49ers, Cowboys,
Eagles, Dolphins, Lions.
Dolphins. Okay, so I have 4 of them, yeah. So I have 49ers 1. I have the Eagles still at 2, even though they look like crap. Cowboys at 3. The defense is special. I still have the stupid freaking Chiefs at 4.
I can do it.
I know I didn't want to do it, but they're the champs, and there was talk that there was an asterisk involved, and I'm putting them at 4 still, and I got the Dolphins at 5, with 2 and on. So we will
expect us. Yeah,
we expect us. I still worry about the Dolphins' run game and if Tua can stay upright. But if they can, If he can stay healthy, that's his issue. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's good for them, for that scheme. He's perfect.
Yep.
For them. Because McDaniel's pretty much the same as Shanahan. He just needs somebody to just run the offense. Just run the offense, make the throws that you need to make. Yeah.
Yep. Get him out, let him run.
You got Tyreek and Waddle. I mean, just let him work. Yeah, that's my 5. All right. Let's look at week 2. We are 1 hour and 5 minutes. It's not bad. Now let's do 20 minutes here, and we're done.
We sped right through that.
Yeah. Get out of here.
That's what we did. That's improvement. That's
1:30. I got to get up for work in
That's
5.5 hours.
That's growth.
We're getting there.
Okay.
We shaved off some time here. All right. So, do you have it up too?
I do.
Okay. We'll just go back and forth then. So, Vikings at the Eagles, Thursday Night Football. Eagles 7-point favorite. Oh,
Short week.
Real quick. Last week was not great. You went 6-10. 6-10. I started 6-2. Started the day 6-2, and then I lost every game. Or no, I started 7-2 then, I guess. And then I lost every game Sunday evening, and it's that 4 o'clock games and the 8 o'clock game. So I finished 8-8. Should have been 9-7 if I didn't trust your Jordan Love story.
I'll take that one on the chin. That's on me.
Yeah. So that loss is yours. So 6-10 versus 8-8, and here we go. Vikings at Eagles.
You'll give me 2 losses there, technically.
Should.
Short week, Vikings. Is there strife in the locker room of that contract? Is Jefferson upset? What's Cousins going to do? I don't think he's going to look great against his defense again for the second year in a row. Give me the Eagles.
Didn't they play last year?
Yeah, but the Eagles smacked them.
I didn't even think about that until just now.
Because it was, I had a council meeting. I remember looking at the score like, oh, God.
Kirk Cousins in prime time. Whatever the line is, just take it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles.
Okay. Packers at Falcons. Packers favored by 1.5.
This one's interesting. Both teams are 1-0. Packers probably looked better than the Falcons. Falcons are home. Desmond Ritter's got a great arm. They really love to include all their weapons in the passing game.
It's a great. It's a good question. Who does Jair Alexander guard? Do you put him like on a running back? I mean, what do you do?
Just put him at linebacker. I put him at linebacker.
I'm not going to throw the ball. So, you have him spy Ritter? I don't.
You can't tell how good the Packers are against the run because the Bears didn't freaking run the ball.
Yeah, that line's terrible.
So how good are they against the run? Because that's all the Falcons are going to do. They're going to run it straight at their face. I don't feel great about it, but I will take the Falcons to win.
I'm taking this may be a Monday overreaction because of what I did last week, but I'm never going against Jordan Love again. So give me the Packers.
Son of a bitch. Bears at the Bucks. The Bucks are a 3-point favorite at home to the Bears.
The Bears can't look that bad again, can they?
I don't know. This one's great. This is a stay away.
Yeah, I don't like this. This is complete stay away.
I don't even want to watch.
Nope. Give me Tampa.
Ugh. Oof. Man, I don't know. I don't know about this one. This one's ugly. Baker Mayfield got 2-0. Getting 3 points.
I'm assuming more so their defense draw something up for Fields and that offense than Baker doing much. But
I'm going to take the Bears. Oh, my God. I don't feel good about it. They're going to cost me 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, they're going to get me. Yep.
Okay. Seahawks at Lions. Lions favored by 5.5.
Seahawks looked horrible. We didn't even talk about them, did we? Matt Stafford slinging the rock around the Puka Nakua. Stafford
looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. Seahawks defense. Not good.
Yeah, Seahawks got outscored 23-0 second half. I was prepared for that game, actually. We didn't talk about it. Probably a good thing because it was 45 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Can the Lions cover 5.5? That's a lot. I think they can. Geno sucks. Lions covered. Sucks. He sucks. He's terrible. Defense looked horrible. They're just going to run it down their throats.
All
their throats.
Yeah, I agree. Give me the Lions. By a touchdown.
Chargers -3 at the Titans. This is stinky.
Is Bills Raiders showing up on yours?
Oh, I put that at the end because
Okay, my bad.
yeah, because that was the spread that was added. So, but we can do that one next. That's fine. Sorry,
That's
I
fine.
forgot I moved it to the bottom.
You're good. Chargers at Titans. Ooh. See, this one's tough to me though, because Vrabel's gonna have something good.
I thought that this week.
But Tannehill looked awful.
Yes, he did.
He looks done.
That was a stay away game.
Cooked. So Eckler's got the ankle. Give me the Chargers, man. I don't know. Something feels a little weird about it. Give me the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers too, only because the Titans looked so god awful. But
yeah,
I don't love it. Don't love it.
Okay. Ravens at Bengals. Bengals favored by 3.5.
Ravens at the Bengals. Bengals 3.5. Don't like
I think
it.
we already know.
Yeah,
we already know our picks.
Ravens.
Yeah, we're both going Ravens.
Yeah, we already did that.
We're going Ravens.
Don't trust Burrow yet, and give Burrow about a month. But unfortunately, by the time he's fully healthy, will be the game they play the Niners.
Yeah.
All right, Raiders at Bills. Right now, it was Bills -9.5, but this could change because the game just happened. But 9.5 is what we saw most recently. So,
Give me the Bills.
It's a lot of points.
Give me the Bills. Give me the Bills.
I'm going to take the Raiders, and not to win, but 9.5 is a lot of points, and I don't trust the Bills anymore.
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah. I don't feel good about it. Yeah, give me the Let's get Bills. Okay. Colts at Texans. Colts favored by 1 point.
This is a flip a coin. Flip a coin.
Rookie quarterbacks going head to head.
Yeah, it's fun.
Give me the Texans.
All right, I will take the Colts. AR-15.
See if D'Amico go cook something up for him.
I know that was the only thing that I do like D'Amico to come up with a good game plan, but I don't like it. Chiefs 3-point favorite heading into Jacksonville.
Wow. Give me the Jags.
Oh boy. Jags did not look great against Indy. And we're giving Andy Reid an extra 3 days to prepare. Going from Thursday night football.
We gave him a summer to prep for the Lions, though.
But he lost two of his weapons, two of his three best players in the line.
So there is an asterisk.
Just say it. I will take the Chiefs begrudgingly, but I hope the Jaguars win.
Yeah. Okay. Your San Francisco 49ers at the Rams. Niners favored by 8.
8's a lot.
8's a lot.
But it is a home game.
100%.
Might not be on the schedule.
Sea of red.
But it is a home game.
Sea of red.
Them winning back-to-back games by 2+ scores would be on the road. Would be pretty wild, but I'm going to go with it. So
I'm taking the Niners. They're going to get after Stafford. Puka Nacua is going to have one catch for 11 yards this week. He will not have a repeat.
Puka Nacua. Yeah, I just can't imagine the Rams lighting them up without Kupp, because Kupp always gives the Niners fits. And even then, they still would score like 17 points.
Right.
I have a hard time thinking the Rams can get to 14 or 17, and I think the Niners can get to 27. So.
Yep.
All right. Giants are 4.5-point favorite heading into Arizona.
See, this is where historically I would say Dable is going to dominate a guy like Josh Dobbs.
How'd you get here? Get on the bus?
Yeah, I mean, they actually didn't look terrible. They didn't look terrible.
But they lost. They did exactly what they want to do. They want to look not terrible and lose.
They got beat. Which means, give me the Giants.
Yeah, I think the Giants are going to win this one big. I think they're going to bounce back. This looks like, even though I was completely wrong on the Commanders score, I think it was 17-0.
17-0.
I wasn't too. I mean, 20. They only scored 20.
Yeah.
This is a 27-13.
That sounds better, right? That sounds better.
My turn?
Yes.
Commanders, speaking of the Commanders, at the Broncos, -3.5. Get this game away from my TV.
Yeah, nobody cares. Broncos still didn't look good.
Yeah.
Commanders didn't look good, really good either. Like, give me the let's go Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Gosh, that half, man.
I know.
That half. Broncos defense is good, but Commanders defense is pretty good. Russ didn't look terrible. He kind of looked.
He looked better. Wasn't great, but he looked better.
I'll take the Broncos as well. Don't feel good about it.
No. Well, I don't have a feel for really either team yet.
No.
Dolphins at Patriots. Dolphins favored by 2.
This one screams Belichick.
This one stinks.
Screams Belichick figuring out their passing game.
Yep, it stinks. Give me the Patriots.
That's what worked for me in all those other games until I got to the 4 o'clock games and all my stinkers came back to bite me. I like the Patriots too. Do I take them? Patriots got some players on defense.
They got some little young studs that can run around. I like Christian Gonzalez.
I know. He's, I said it last week, he will be this year's sauce. Maybe not all the way to sauce. Yeah, I think they're gonna figure it out. I think they're gonna figure out their game. I'm going Patriots too.
Okay.
I think they're gonna figure out the pass game. They're gonna make. They're gonna sack Tua, which who knows what happens when you sack Tua.
He knows how to fall now.
I guess so. Yeah. Saints. Derek Carr, 300-yard passer. Derek Carr, 3-point favorite heading into Carolina.
Saints.
Yeah,
I think that defense will get after Bryce Young a little bit, who's the, again, tiniest dude I've ever seen on a football field.
That game's all. That one feels like the lock. That might be the lock of the week.
Yeah, yeah.
My turn.
My turn.
Okay, sorry.
Here's the one that I told you about. Kind of surprised me. Browns at Steelers.
Well,
I forgot. By the way, we have 2 Monday night games this week. Browns at Steelers. Browns favored by 1.5.
Browns at the.
I am taking the Steelers to bounce back.
Yeah, man, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Browns 1.5 at the Steelers. Steelers, like, they can't go 0-2, losing back-to-back, and losing on Monday Night Football in a division game. Right?
Historically, you're correct.
Will Myles Garrett throw a helmet? Will he hit somebody with a helmet? Ooh, I'm going to go... I'm going Browns.
Taking the Browns.
I'm
You believe in the Browns.
Steelers. I'm off the Steelers
You
that quick.
believe in the Elves.
And we had one game we don't have the line for yet because of the Aaron Rodgers injury. And I guess I don't know what the heck they're waiting on because we know Zach Wilson's going to be the starting quarterback. But the Jets at Cowboys does not have a spread. So we'll just add that into our little tracker during the week. I figure it should be out tomorrow at some point. I figure the Cowboys are going to be like a 8.5 point favorite. Is my
Well,
guess.
what did we find? What was it 3.5 before?
That's what it was before. It was 3.5 before the Rodgers
I
injury.
refreshed this, and it's now showing Cowboys by 7.5.
Okay, well, we'll go with that. So in that case, give me the Cowboys.
Give me the Cowboys.
So I will put 7.5 as the spread. I think that's way too low. I think it should be 8.5, 9.5. Zach Wilson against that pass rush. Good God. It will be low scoring though. Does it have the over under on there?
41.5.
Oh yeah, under. Under. There's no way these offenses are going to score on those defenses. There's no way. That game is going to be 17-13. Tops. Probably. No, not going to be 17. It's going to be 17-6.
I was going to say,
Sorry.
you better pick the Jets then.
Yeah, sorry. I was just saying it's going to be a low scoring game. So 17-6.
Yeah, I could see, or 20-10, 20-6.
Yeah. Slam the under in that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I see we're shorter than last week. We're 1 hour, 21 minutes.
What we do.
What do we do?
It's improvement. It's growth.
All right, so asked last week what would be the story coming out of week 1. So we thought the story was going to be our 49ers or our Cowboys. That's what it seemed like the story was going to be. Maybe Joe Burrow losing and looking terrible. But now the story, of course, is Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers and the Jets.
Which is
seeing how they respond. Yep.
It sucks for... I know everybody hates Aaron Rodgers. Or a lot of people hate Aaron Rodgers. But it sucks for football.
It'll suck for football because, well, you had a guy... we've seen athletes longer in their career go to places, kind of rejuvenate themselves a little bit. And it seemed like going there gave him some energy and everything. And I'll say that intro was sweet. So to have an Achilles injury at almost 40 years old, that sucks.
Yep.
With that defense and the run game, and with him coming in there, I mean, you never know.
So the story coming out of week 2. Coming out of this week. What do you think the story will be, other than this crazy injury, which hopefully does not happen?
Chiefs are 0-2.
That's a good one.
Chiefs 0-2.
Yeah,
Yep.
well, and we both got the Bengals 0-2, which would also be a good story.
Yeah. I don't know if anything really else would stand out. I mean, we went Patriots over Dolphins, but
And that's also Sunday Night Football.
that is Sunday Night Football. Yep.
All the more reason to hammer the Patriots.
Yeah. Yeah. Chargers. That Titans game sneaky, man. Depending on Vrabel on the defense, I just think an offense do enough to keep up. But I mean, if the Chargers look, and the Titans can easily sneak up and get that one. I mean, you could easily have the Chiefs, Chargers, and Bengals 0-2 coming out of Sunday.
How about, so after week 1, so the top 3 teams in my power ranking are all NFC teams.
Yep.
We talked about the AFC being the superior conference, and the top of the AFC is looking a little shaky. You lose Rodgers, Bills looked like trash, Chiefs looked like trash, Bengals looked like trash.
NFC, man, is very, very top heavy. But you still have, like, NFC's top heavy. You still have some teams hovering around, like the Lions hovering around. Are the Packers? See what they do with Jordan Love, who's incredible. Never going against him again. What can the Seahawks bounce back? I think it's a down year for them. I think Geno regresses. And you get anything out of the NFC South? I don't know. It's very top heavy.
Yep.
Yeah. And the AFC, yeah.
We didn't drop a single, yeah.
Just a bunch of question marks. Right now.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just glad football's back. It does suck. We lost Aaron Rodgers tonight. Our teams are 1-0. Our teams are healthy.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
Well, we move off football before we go. Backyard brawl. Who you got?
If W doesn't win this game, they shouldn't let him off the field. What's the spread? What's the spread?
I think Pitt's favored.
I mean, all they got to do is look at who's coaching WU, and that's how they figure out the spreads.
I will always laugh at on McAfee's show when they were saying if he loses to Duquesne, take the visor off of him. And Connor said, shave his head. I mean, yeah.
I'm seeing it's a 1 point. It's a pick 'em.
Yeah. Yep.
We got to pick 'em.
Which
W has to win. They have to win.
It's the biggest game in Neil Brown's tenure.
Oh, God.
As far as
for sure.
Winning a football game.
And the thing is, if they win, I mean, I know they just beat Duquesne. It's freaking Duquesne. If they win, they're 2-1, and they got Texas Tech at home. That'd be a good atmosphere. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
schedule is not brutal. Schedule's actually pretty easy. I mean, if you had a competent coach,
yeah,
they knew what the hell they were doing, you could win 8 games. But, probably a reason he's under 500 through his time here.
Yep. You know where Neil Brown, what the good place for Neil Brown to coach would be? Troy.
Like a high school?
Troy. Troy's a good place.
Go back to Troy.
Like that was his peak. You took him from his peak. Like, you can't go higher than that.
Nah, he needs to go to like Charlotte. Something like that. Like a Charlotte.
I mean, it's the same as Troy.
Yeah, I know. It's perfect for him. He's going down to Charlotte.
I don't know. That's a big city. It's a big city for him. I don't know if he can handle that.
I know. He might be a little overwhelmed. I don't know. Does Marshall have Virginia Tech this weekend?
That's next weekend.
Next weekend.
I think Marshall's off this week. I was looking at their schedule.
It's on ESPN2. I saw that.
Yeah, noon kick.
Noon kick.
Yep.
This is about that one year. What did they play Purdue? It was like 11 a.m. kick.
Yeah, was that was the last. Well, me and Kinsley went to a game a couple years ago, but that was the last game I was at before that. It was like I haven't been there forever. Yeah, they're off this week. Then they have Virginia Tech, noon, ESPN2. They actually have a game at NC State here like next month.
They're going to beat Virginia Tech.
I mean, they should.
Virginia Tech is not good.
No, they're terrible. And they
is Grant Wells still quarterback?
Grant Wells coming back to town, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. I forgot about that part of it just now.
Yeah, somehow the boy keeps getting the job.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He's completing 53% of his passes right now.
It wasn't great last year.
He was great as a freshman at Marshall, and then wheels fell off. Wheels fell off second half of that season. They were like 7-0 and about to get ranked.
Yeah, they were rolling.
Anyways, here we go. Going on a tangent. 1 hour 29. Not bad.
Perfect time. 1:30.
All right, final thoughts. We need a farewell. We don't have a farewell. We did this last year.
We don't have a farewell. Yeah, we didn't know how to wrap it up. We're like Peyton and Eli trying to go to commercial. We don't know how to do it. No, I just say I think we're both pretty happy with the positions of our football teams right now.
Yeah, pretty happy.
As far as where we're at, and we'll see how it goes the rest of the season. And I'm sure, like we do power rankings next week, I'm sure that'll change our top fives or whatever. But
yeah, next week we'll try to dive into. Maybe we'll go like a full power ranking. And you know what's coming back next week?
what's that?
The will.
Uh-oh.
The will return next week in some capacity.
Hey.
We're going to have
I'm
some
excited.
fun. We're going to spin that wheel.
Hell yeah. Well, that's a good wrap-up point. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to enjoy some more football this week. Both our fantasy teams took it on the chin, by the way. That's okay.
Yeah, Brett, and we got to figure out who's host. We don't know who's hosting with Brett this week, or if Brett's hosting. Need to figure that out.
I don't know nothing. It's always it's last minute.
Excited to see how the.
We'll see if he's listened to this point.
Oh, he's listening. He's listening. He knows. He knows. Excited to see who's going to host. Might be you.
I'm not hosting.
Might be you.
Yeah, I'm a good.
You available Wednesday night? He might.
I'm not hosting.
Well, you know.
I'm a good. I can be right there on the side. That's
Yeah. I think it'd be a good week for you, so you can talk about Aaron Rodgers.
Like I told you, he messaged me and sent me a picture of Dak, like he's dangling something in front of me.
Oh, it's a tease. It's a tease.
That doesn't work on me, pal.
That is a KDFL podcast tease.
Yeah, listen to the KDFL pod after listening to us.
I'm sure they didn't listen to us. We'll probably get 15 views, and it'll probably be me and you and Mom. And
did your mom listen to this?
No.
Okay, thank God.
No, well, I would like we're going to start PG in it. I'm going to have to.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
I can get us out there further. Daggone it. We didn't cuss in this one. We didn't cuss bad in this one, so maybe we can share this one.
I cussed a couple times.
Yeah, but it wasn't bad. Those were allowed on ESPN's Pat McAfee show. Like, as long as you don't drop any big bombs, you're good.
All right, well, that's fine.
Anyways, please like, subscribe, and
subscribe.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned Thursday morning for the KDFL podcast to hear about what happened this week in the Kanawha Valley Dynasty Football League.
Like and subscribe.
And that's all.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. All righty.
We're at 42 subscribers. Who's going to be our Richard Petty? 2043?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I didn't want to. I can't have an error at the end of the show. Need our Richard Petty.
That's a great way to end it.
Who the heck is Richard Petty?
So we need to ask, who are you going to be our Richard Petty out there somewhere?
He's out there. He's out there. We're going to get to 50 by week 5.
50 by week 5. That's your prediction?
Yeah.
We bust out the wheel next week. That'll really draw him in.
The wheel. That's a tease. We'll get him coming. Get him here for the wheel. All right. We'll see y'all on the KDFL podcast on Thursday morning. Hope you guys enjoy. Thank you.
See you week 3. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Go Niners.
Yeah!